Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. And today I'm talking about if they wanted you back, they would reach out. So this is like an ex video, and also I guess it could also apply for people that have lost interest in you that you may have been dating and you want to reattract, and situations along those lines. So basically, if someone misses you, if someone really, really wants you back, they will reach out eventually. And what this means is that then you've got to be willing to let go of them and be able to give them the space to be able to do so. Because if someone says to you that they want space, and this could be an ex or someone that you're dating, you need to give them that space. The worst thing that you could do is to not give them that space. The worst thing that you could do is to blow up their phone and continue to try and make something happen when they don't want something to happen anymore. When someone tells you, I need space, or I don't want to be with you anymore, I'm not interested, you got to back off. You got to wait and see, because it could be the case that they really do just need a bit of space and then they'll come back. Sometimes, though, it can be that they've just completely lost interest and you're never going to hear from them again. But at least then you've got your answer, because if you never hear from them again, then you know that, okay, I've got to, chalk this all up to experience. I'll go back to the drawing board and find someone else. And ideally, really, as well, you want to be moving on with your life pretty much straight away, right? When someone dumps you or rejects you. Now, I don't mean that you should jump straight into a relationship, because that's not always a good idea, unless you've only had like a short-term fling. If there's only something short-term, you can probably go and meet someone else and date someone else and it'll be fine. But if you was with someone for a very long time, you need time to like get over it and space to get over it. It's not a good idea to date someone straight after a relationship. And the reason why that is because you're going to be carrying all of that baggage from that old relationship into a new one. And there's a lot of maybe wounds that you need to heal before you get into a new relationship. Otherwise, you're just going to carry those wounds into the new relationship. It's in a way, it's sort of like if you've gone through a experience in life that has caused you, that's kind of shaken you up a bit. You need a bit of time to sort of adjust. You need time you need time on your own, basically, and time to process things. So, for example, for me, this has got nothing to do with sort of relationships, but it's got something to do with that sort of needing time period. And when I gave birth to my child in December, it was such a horrible experience. It's just a horrible experience. The birth part, not having the baby part, but the birth was such a traumatic experience for me that I needed a lot of time to just sort of adjust in my own head. I didn't want to go out for a few weeks. I wanted to just sort of like be in bed, and I needed to heal anyway. But I needed that time to adjust and to just have a bit of space to sort of get over things. Because after the birth, I was like having like PTSD kind of dreams. I kept on, each time I closed my eyes, I was just back in the delivery suite. That's how bad it was. But I needed time to get over that. I needed time to process that. And eventually, after like a few weeks and a few months, I don't have that anymore. But I did have that to begin with. And it's the same kind of thing when you've gone through a breakup and when you've gone through this kind of heartbreak. You need time to sort of adjust and to have time to sort of process things and to think about them and to stew over them and to work them out. And it may be the case that you need a therapist or a counselor to help you through this. Now, I can coach you with, different things, but that's one thing I can't do. Like, I'm not a medical professional. I do know that you need time and space to heal from things, but I can't give you any sort of medical advice on that kind of stuff. I can coach you how to attract women, how to get your ex back, but I can't be a therapist for you. But if you need help if you feel like you need a bit of help, but you are not so you don't feel so bad that you feel like you need therapy, and you feel like, oh yeah, there might be just a few quick tricks that may help to help get you into the right headspace, is I recommend writing it all down. Like, write down everything in detail if you're still sort of thinking about things a lot about this breakup and this situation that you've been through. So you write all these things down, but you write it in a very truthful, concise way. So you don't want to be writing it down as if someone's going to read it, because a lot of the time when we write things down in a journal or on like a Word document or in the app, the notes part of your phone, the note app, when you're doing that, sometimes we write as if someone's going to read it. And what you want to do is you don't want to be doing that. It should be an account just for you, and it should be concisely and precisely what happened. So you talk about her mistakes or his mistakes. You talk about all the mistakes you made, whether they are embarrassing or not. And if you are embarrassed by some things that maybe you did in that relationship, then you need to just realize that no one's going to read this and I can easily delete it, but I need to write down exactly what happened. And if there are some things that I don't really like that I did, I'm going to write them down anyway, because I need a full picture of what happened. And that really helps you process it. And some good questions that you can ask yourself is, okay, what would I do again differently? If this happened again, what would I do differently? So if this happened again, what would I do differently? And then if you can figure out in your own head how you would act if the same situation occurred, then that would ultimately help you in the future, because if that kind of thing does happen again, you're going to know what to do. And often, sometimes when we relive memories over and over and over again, it's because our brain is still trying to figure out what to do with that situation. That's why we keep on reliving it and going over it and over it. So it's really important that you look back and think about what you could do better in the future if that were to happen again, because then it helps you process it and you start to think less and less of those memories. And that's what I did with the traumatic birth that I had. I had to think about, okay, so what will I do next time if I'm in this situation? And that really, really does help. So going back on point, I know that was a bit of a tangent. You have to realize that there's no amount of you messaging them, no amount of you begging or pleading is going to make them want to come back into your life. That's not going to help. That's not going to help the issue. Because if they need space and if they want space, you have to give it to them. And you've got to realize that they will come back. If they love me, if they care about me, they will come back. And if they don't come back, that's fine too, because I'll just find someone better. So what's going to happen is this. You're either going to get your ex back or this person back, or you're going to just find someone new and find someone better. And ideally, if this situation has happened, it's probably best if you find someone new. It's not always good to go back to someone, especially if things didn't work out the first time around, because there's a reason why things didn't work out the first time around. There's usually a reason. And so you got to sort of reframe this situation in your mind and think, okay, so this probably happened for a reason. I may not understand it now, but this has taught me something, and I may not know what that is now, but at some point I'm going to look back at this and realize that this has happened for a reason, and it's most likely for your benefit. It's happened for a good reason. So sometimes it's a good idea to just go with the flow of life, and when bad things happen, to just sort of see it that way. Say, okay, well, this obviously happened for a reason. I may not know what that reason is yet, but I do now, or I will eventually. It could be that it led you to one of my videos, and therefore now you're feeling better, or perhaps it may not be my videos, but maybe you watched one of my videos and then it led you to someone else who's on the internet helping people, and that then helps you, right? Because you can get, like, I think it's on this side of the screen or this side of the screen. There'll be, or if you're watching this on a phone, it'll be at the bottom. There'll be videos recommended from this video. And maybe if you watch another video by another creator, that will be the key, and that will really help you. So just trust the process, trust the flow of life, right? Trust that it's all going to make sense. And you just got to let go and just go with the flow of life. And that may be all that you need to help you get over this situation. But trust that if they did want to get back with you, if they do want to get back with you in the future, you will hear from them. Because once they realize that you're gone because you're applying no contact and you're not speaking to them anymore and you've given them space, if they start fearing to lose you, they will have to do something to get you back. And that means they'll have to reach out to you. So thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to get in touch with me personally and you'd like coaching with me, then please go to www.christinelovage.com, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye.